Hi everyone, it's Vela Day. I'm sorry I didn't send out a lot of notices about the fact that I was doing the video today at 3 o'clock, but I figured maybe you kind of remembered. If you didn't, well, hopefully you'll check it out afterwards when you'll go, oh, where was Vela Day today? I wanted to talk a little bit about business and marketing, and I don't know, how many people are actually readers here, how many are wannabe authors, how many are authors, but I think it's always fun to know what's sort of behind the scenes for things, and that's why I decided I was going to talk about BookBub a little bit. Now, for those of you who don't know, which I can't imagine there'd be any of you who wouldn't know, BookBub is I'm trying to look to see if I can find my video. There we go. BookBub is a service where authors send in their books and at a discounted price, either, free, 99 cents, or you can do $1.99 or $2.99. And BookBub has a huge millions of followers, and you can choose whatever type of book you like to read, and every day they will send you a link to all the books that are free. Now, why on my computer am I sideways? Am I sideways to you guys or right side up? I think I'm sideways. Is that better? Somehow I hate when this thing, it's on a stand, and I can see, but I can't hear you. Can you hear me now? B.D. Stevens says, I can't hear you. Okay, yay. Is it better right? Is this a better direction? I don't know why I had to do the sideways thing. Anyway, I'd be curious to see how many people actually use BookBub. It's a free service for the reader, and you can get books that BookBub has kind of vetted, and what vetted means is they said they receive about 1,000 books a day to review, and which is really amazing that they can sort through those, and from there they decide which ones they're going to put up. Now, mind you, they only put up one paranormal, one contemporary, one romantic suspense, one sci-fi, etc. So to get that one spot, since I mostly write paranormal, is really hard to get. And you can send a book into them, and usually they like the first book in a series, but I have several friends who've put almost all of their books in a series. If you send your book in to be offered for free, you can get anywhere from 10 to 30,000 downloads. You might say, wow, that's a huge number. Mind you, how many of you have, and I'm raising my hand, how many of you have books that you've downloaded and you have never read? Because we like to collect books because we know we're going to get to them sometime when we have time, and that's always a problem. Still can't hear me, or is it my computer? Oh, BD. I've turned on the sound on my computer, and I've turned it high on my phone. Oh, just plugging this in. Can anyone else hear me? Can you hear me? Anyone hear me? Okay, so I'm thinking maybe BD, you have a problem if you cannot hear me, because I don't know what else to do. I've got my microphone. Okay, so Nikki can hear me, so let's move on. Let me talk about cost to an author to put a book up. BookBub has a list of how many people will download your book, And if it's a 99-cent book, how many will probably buy it? If it's $1.99, how many will buy that, etc. And from that, they decide the price. If you put a book up for free, you're probably going to pay about $200 to $250. And try the sound on the video, not just the computer. I have it on the computer, and I'm on my cell phone. And I have the sound as high as I can go. Oh, headphones. No. It says headphones, and I don't have headphones on. I would push some buttons at the bottom, but I have a feeling that's bad. The sound, try the sound on the video, just not the computer. Okay. Is that any better? I'm really sorry about the glitch. It's worked before. I turned off the sound on my computer, and I just have it on my phone. Is that any better? I don't have any phone. Oh, I mean B.D. Stevens. Okay. Anyway, so if we send a book into BookBub, and it takes about 4 to 7 days before they'll say yay or nay. And they go by what the blurb is like, the cover, how many reviews you have, the quality of the reviews, etc. And if you give them a free book, it's going to cost you about $250. If you give them a book and want to do it for 99 cents, it's $600 to $700 just to put it up for 1 day. So far, I've always made my money back. I've made a lot more than my money back because people, hopefully you maybe give them the first book for 99 cents and then they go in and read the rest of the series. Personally, I'd rather give them the first book free or the second book free, hope that they like it, and then they will buy the rest. Usually if I have like 20,000 downloads, I think I did the math, maybe 2% actually read the book that I know of, and then they move on. Now, these are for books that are not in Kindle Unlimited. I've not put a book up yet from Kindle Unlimited. I know BookBub doesn't really like them because they want to be able to sell them on Barnes & Noble, iTunes, etc. Now, the big question that I do not know is, even though they have about 28 categories, and everyone pays maybe an average of $500, so they're making like $14,000 a day on BookBub, they might, and I say they might, do affiliate links in which any books you buy after you click on that book, they get money from. I do not know if that works. So it's a great business model. BookBub does an excellent job looking for people to sign up. They also have started a program in which you, the reader, can leave a review on BookBub for any of our books. I imagine if I am BookBub and I am receiving 1,000 books a day to look at, and let's say 100 are paranormal, I write paranormal, I want them to pick me. I imagine that if they look, and I'm guessing, they look to see, have they ever pimped you out before? I got 6 BookBubs last year. I have a friend who gets one almost every month, and there's several people who do. I have many friends who've never gotten one, even after like 8 years of trying. And you keep sending them in and sending them in and sending them in. I don't know what the magic thing is. I started with BookBub a long time ago. The problem with BookBub is that they tend to take the same books of mine over and over again. I send in other ones and they go, we don't want that one. And the problem is, you can only go to the well so many times. So there are some issues there. I wish BookBub would take other books because we're willing to do that. I know one person, BookBub has a US, they can send the book out to US, to Canada, India, etc. And you get to choose, I want my book just in the US or just overseas. Authors, don't do that. I had a friend who was told, we don't have room in the US, so how about for $75 we'll send it to Great Britain, India, wherever else. She goes, They don't really sell overseas. She doesn't write paranormal. And she turned them down. Well, I don't know whether this was coincident or not, but she applied 45 times, I think, before they accepted her again. Almost 1 year later to the date, she's convinced she was blackballed. So authors, if you ever are given a BookBub and then you decide, it's not quite what I want, don't turn them down. Over the years, we need to get our word out. We need to tell people, here are our books. We want you to read our books, love them, and want to buy more. And in the old days, there were a lot of marketing places. I remember Fiverr for $20. You could get it sent out, like a huge boost. My Romance Reads, Robin Reads, ENT. There's a whole list of them. And I don't know, BD, why don't you put your headphones? If you had headphones, maybe it'll come in clear or whatever. I don't know. Sorry. Lost my train of thought, which means I'm getting too old for this, I guess. The BookBub has so many people, and I got in a long time ago, and so once they started taking me, it's a lot of bye BD. Sorry, I'm sorry. They seem to take me when I send my things in. Now, mind you, not always. I'd say I get 1 out of 4. If for authors, if you send a book in, I didn't know this for a while, a free book, and they turn you down, you can turn around the next day and ask for a 99-cent book, because they're two different groups of people who look at it. So it's a crapshoot. Unfortunately, as the time has gone on, it seems that there are fewer and fewer sites that we can use that are actually effective for marketing. So anything, BookBub seems to be one of the only games in town, and so please support the people, even if it's downloading the free books, because you actually may like them and buy more. If you do leave reviews, please leave them on BookBub, because that, I think, helps the author. BookBub also is willing for free to send out a notice on release day to all the people who've liked me. So also please like me so you can get a notice. If you're tired of all these newsletters, I get that. And if you only want to see what's released that day, you can just like the BookBub page, and you will get a notice on release day. So BookBub is elusive. I do think the people who got in a long time ago, I'm raising my hand, have an in. I do know that BookBub in the old days say, if you give them book A, then you have to wait 6 months before you run it again. Last year when they came to NINC, they said, we want you to wait about 10 months, if not a year. I guess they need to have it refreshed. So if you get a BookBub and it runs, you may then have to wait another year. So if you are seeing the same books over and over again by the same authors on BookBub, it's not because everyone else isn't trying to get on, it's that BookBub knows who was successful back when. They want people to download books, and my books were downloaded quite a lot, and so they're like, okay, we'll continue to run Valaday. But if you're new, it's very difficult. Personally, if I have a new series, like I have out my Dragon series, my 3rd book comes out in April 17th, I think. I'm not even going to try for a BookBub probably until I have the 4th book up. Unfortunately, that's in August. I like to have at least 3 books, so beside the free one, so at least 4 books up before I run a BookBub, just to get the biggest traction, because I know I'm going to have to wait a year or so before I can run that BookBub again, and that's honestly where we make a lot of our money. But it's very frustrating, I know, for people. All I can say is keep trying. I hear one lady on Club Indie said she tried 18 times, I guess with the same book, I don't know, and finally she got one. It's all a matter of whether or not there is a slot open for you. One gentleman writes an action adventure. He said he can get them anytime he wants because there's no one in action adventure. Paranormal and contemporary romance is really, really hard because there's so much competition for it. And if you tried a category that, even if I said, put me in romance and it's paranormal, or my Pack Wars or erotic romance, it's menage. You got 2 men and a woman. Why is that not an erotic romance? Sometimes they take it in erotic romance and they change it and they may put it in to paranormal romance. So we really don't have that control. But if you're not on the list of BookBub, I strongly recommend that you do so, because you guys get free books or 99-cent books. They've been selected among many, many, and again, I don't know what all the criteria are, but you just have to keep trying. And if they turn a book down, usually about 5 days later, they'll say no to book A. You just go in and try book B. Then you wait 4 or 5 days, and if they say no, you try book C. And you keep on and you keep on and you keep on until eventually, do you wear them down? I don't know. But BookBub is the big name in the game. I know some of my friends who are in KU and they've gotten BookBubs, and it's not, they already give their book away for sort of for free if you're in KU, but the main thing is you get page reads, and I've heard, haven't done it, that the page reads are phenomenal. I did have a BookBub on one series, and my other series, I put one in contemporary, but my paranormal ones, which were also menage, went crazy for about a month. It was like, this is wonderful. Then the BookBub tail goes, and it's like, oh, what happened to all those people reading the books? That was kind of fun. So any kind of BookBub should stimulate for me, and it gives you a chance to find new authors for free, which I think you should. There's so many books out there. I don't mind giving away books for free. If you really want free books, you can go, or ones you choose, you can go to Booksprout and sign up for the ARC teams. And you can just pick and choose whatever books you want. Now, if you don't review, you get kicked off. So there are ways to get free books, but I do think Amazon is clamping down on it, and they really want you to buy some books. Just so you get a verified purchase. So, that's it for BookBub. Next week, I have to remember that Costa Rica does not have daylight savings time. So what is 3 o'clock to you right now is 2 o'clock to me, and next week will be 1 o'clock to me. But I will try to put up a little reminder, but I'm going to try to do it every Saturday at this time. Let me know in the comments if you are interested at all in the inside scoop on things, whatever I know. Maybe even, I know you may not be interested in marketing or Facebook ads. How much does it cost an author to do a Facebook ad? What happens if you click? What happens if you look? Maybe I'll talk about sponsored ads, because you always see those little sponsored ads at the bottom. What are those? And how do you get them? And what do they mean? And things like that. So leave some comments, please, and tell me what you'd be interested in. And I hope you guys have a great week. And thank you. See you guys later. Bye.